Welcome back to Across Louisiana. Well, they are a fixture on the Bluff and the pride of the Jaguar Nation. It's the Southern University Marching Band, aka the Human Jukebox. And here to tell us everything that's new with them is Nathan Haymer, the Director of Bands. Welcome to the show, Nathan.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Obviously, it's such a fun sight. It's a spectacle at the games and part of what everyone goes to Southern University games to see. So
Yes.
Tell us what's new with the band.
Well, of course, there's new leadership with me, new attitude, and what we want to do is basically take the old and mix it with the new. We have a lot of tradition and a lot of pride in the Human Jukebox Marching Band. There's a lot of things that we've done that's our trademark. But now we're going to put a new twist to it with some new innovations and also using some old innovations, just going through it a different way. So everybody should expect to be surprised this year.
Obviously, it's kind of a challenge for you, I'm sure. It's something that has so much history and people take so much pride in. This is your first year director and you're 36 years old. I mean, tell me what it's been like to take on that challenge.
Well, it's been amazing. I've been too busy working to celebrate. It's just a lot of work, but it's also a dream come true. I always wanted to be band director at Southern University since I was 7 years old, before I even realized that it could be a reality. But it's exciting. It's exciting, but I have the task of how do you take a band that achieved just about everything. If you look at our resume over the last 40 years, it's very impressive, and it's also intimidating. So how can you take that band to the next level? I have some ideas and some things that I think and know will work, but at the same time, we have a great history. So I think I'd have to do some things to add to that history.
Absolutely. Well, there's never anything wrong with, a breath of fresh air and kind of shaking it up a little bit. But really, the band is in as strong a position now as it ever has been, right?
Well, yes. The band they have a lot of students interested in the band. First of all, I want to talk about a high school band camp we had at the end of June with over 450 students. It's never been that big. The largest camp prior to that was 250 students.
Wow, so you more than doubled it.
Yes, we did. So the future looks bright. The future looks bright. They have a lot of support from high school band directors in the region, and students always calling and emailing and asking how could they get in the band, what are the requirements and everything else. So it's looking good for us. Absolutely.
The band is such a huge part of the game day experience there. When people are going to the games, they look forward to the halftime just as much as they do the game, I think.
Yes.
But the band really does more than just that, right? I mean, it's really important to recruiting for the university as a whole, right?
Right. You'll be amazed at how many students decide to attend Southern University because they saw the band somewhere, who is not even a band student. They just like what they saw, which made them pay attention to the university. So as the band, we pride ourselves in being ambassadors of the university to bring more students in, whether it's through the band program, music program, or just any program. We are for Southern University completely.
Absolutely. I mean, you're part of the total experience there.
Yes, sir.
For you personally to take on something, you mentioned earlier that you've been wanting to do this since you were 7 years old. Tell me what that felt like.
For it to finally happen?
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep at night. It was just amazing. Like, wow, is this surreal? Is this really happening? Is this me? Why me? Can I do it? But then after I got over the initial shock, I had to deal with some problems. Well, not bad problems, but problem solving in terms of the logistics of the band, the business of the band, the scholarships, and everything else. How are we going to make this work with the budget we have? How can I increase the budget? What can I do to make the budget a little bit better for next year? So I'm problem solving. I'm working on logistics. I'm also thinking about what can we do to wow the crowd the first game, to let them know automatically that, oh, that's the Human Jukebox with a little bit more flair, new attitude. So my mind is really all over the place right now.
Well, I know it's something that people are going to want to take part in, so if people want to find out more about the Human Jukebox or how to take part in that, where do they need to go for more information on that?
For more information, you can either call the band room at 225-771-3528 or go to humanjukebox.com.
Fantastic. Nathan Haymer, Director of Bands for Southern University, thanks so much for coming on and telling us all about it.
Glad to be here.
And
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Well, they're the first name in physical therapy here in the greater Baton Rouge area. It's Peak Performance Physical Therapy. Take a look.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we're now starting our 15th year here in the Baton Rouge area. Of course, we're in Baton Rouge, Denham Springs, Brewley, and in Dutchtown, Geismar area as well. Started off as a single clinic back in 1999. We were over on Industrialplex Boulevard where our main office still is located. And then we've grown slowly to kind of meet the needs of our patients and the physicians in the area. We treat a lot of athletes. We treat athletes from high schools to college to professional, but a lot of the athletes we treat are everyday weekend warriors, what we call. And recreation and sports as a recreational activity has exploded in the past few years, and in the time that we've been treating patients, a lot more people are now becoming more active and participating more in sports. So at Peak Performance, we're able to treat not only athletes that are in structured competition, but we treat a lot of people who just get out on the weekends and do a lot of things that just to have fun and to try to stay in shape. Physical therapists are known for putting their hands on people. It starts with our evaluation. It moves into our treatment strategies. We do joint mobilizations, we do stretching, which is kind of the therapeutic part of massage. We do ASTEM, which is a soft tissue mobilization tools. We also do things like dry needling, which all of this involves hands-on contact between the therapist and the patient. One of the next aspects of our philosophy is the exercise and education portion of the treatment. And you know, a lot of places will give you an exercise sheet, or you can look online and you can get exercises to do. But if you really don't have a good understanding of exactly what you're trying to do and maybe why you're doing it, then it's kind of hard to follow up on those exercises and to really get the best results. Our therapists work very, very closely with specifically instructing on certain exercises, and education is a part of that. We want the patients to understand why we're doing certain exercises. We want them to understand what we're trying to get out of it and what the ultimate goal is and how we progress them. It helps a lot with our home programs. You know, a lot of therapy is compliance with home exercise. And you know, we found that if people really understand what they're doing and they're a little more actively involved in their treatment process, then the results end up being much better. One of the programs we use at Peak for our post-rehab exercise is called our exercise program, which really just refers to kind of like a prescription exercise program. And what we basically are able to do is transition patients out of a rehab setting and into an independent exercise setting with some supervision and with the knowledge of how they can progress their program and prevent their injuries from happening again, along with preventing, you know, other problems that are associated with some of the higher end programs. All of the exercise programs out there have benefits, but some of the CrossFit style programs, for a lot of people, they're a little bit high level and they can cause some injuries. So what we try to do is give people the right foundation so that they can continue their exercise program at whatever level they choose to. If you go to a physician and physical therapy is part of your treatment plan, it's kind of like a prescription that you would fill at a pharmacy. You basically have a choice as to what pharmacy you want to go to fill your prescription. Physical therapy is the same way, and a lot of people, if they know somebody, if they've been to a therapy practice before and they're comfortable with it, they are able to ask the physician to, you know, to send them to that particular practice. At Peak, we want people to know who we are and we want them to know where we are. And a lot of our business is actually repeat patients who have seen us at some time in the past, and they elect to ask the physician to come back to Peak Performance again. One of the concerns that a lot of our patients have is, how do I get to therapy? I have to come 2 or 3 days a week. Really hard to fit into a busy schedule. So what we've developed over the years at Peak is basically our extended hours, where most clinics open by 7 o'clock. We're usually treating until 6 o'clock or after a lot of times. Our locations we try to spread the locations out to make it as convenient as possible, whether you're coming from home or whether you're coming from work. We try to work in any way that we can around a person's schedule so that they're able to, you know, be as compliant with the treatment program as possible. For more information on Peak Performance Physical Therapy, you can call any one of the clinic locations. They'll be glad to give you any information that you need. You can also check us out on the web at peakphysicaltherapy.com or check out our Facebook page.
When we come back on Across Louisiana, find out about CASA's For CASA with Jennifer Mayer. Don't miss it.